Tune in to the MacMan Morning Show.
Hold up. Man, this is one of the hottest talk radio shows this side of the Mississippi. We're talking about the MacMan Morning Show, Mondays through Friday from 9 a.m. to 10:20 a.m. Man, get you some on WKRA 92.7 FM. Man, beat me there. Don't meet me there.
It's the MacMan Morning Show. It's the MacMan Morning Show. It's the MacMan Morning Show. It's the MacMan Morning Show.
Sitting at home when you're in your car. It's the MacMan Morning Show. No matter if you get far. It's the MacMan Morning Show. You better tune in quick or you might just miss. It's the MacMan Morning Show. The best show this side of the sea. It's the MacMan Morning Show.
It's the MacMan Morning Show. It's the MacMan Morning Show. It's the MacMan Morning Show. It's the MacMan Morning Show. It's the MacMan Morning Show. It's the MacMan Morning Show. It's the MacMan Morning Show. It's the MacMan Morning Show.
Good morning, good Thursday morning, grand Thursday to you all, grand rising. We got up this morning. You can hear my voice over WKRA 92.7 on your FM dial, grand rising. Good morning to all of you and also to our wonderful YouTube audience. Good morning to all of you in the chat. Good morning to each and every one of you. Yes, we're here at Thursday. We're moving along. Seems like the week is just moving fast as we look and see we're already at Thursday. Tomorrow will be Friday, God willing. We'll be able to partake and to enjoy that we're doing. Good morning to everyone. WKRA 92.7 on your FM dial. We're so glad to have all of them. Say hello to our staff. I'd like to say hello to all of you that are present here. I have moderators. I am at this point taking care of the adjustments that need to be done. I'm so glad to have persons that are concerned about what goes on here and enjoy the MacMan Morning Show. People enjoy our show and they're listening. We like to say hello to the Bushes, Dr. J, everybody. Dr. J is doing wonderful, working hard. Like to say good morning. Our executive producer, like to say good morning to our social media editor, Brother Ryan. We'd like to say good morning to you too, sir, as you go about your day. All of you all that make up to our chief correspondent. I said what I said. We'd like to say good morning to her. She's on vacation, hopefully getting her well-deserved rest and doing things that need to be done. And Brother Lee will be here, also our chief senior contributor. Will be here too. Also, good morning to all of you. Good morning. Good morning. We have a very special guest that will be with us on this morning. Brother Ty Pickett is going to be here. He is the Democratic nominee for the United States Senate for the state of Mississippi. He will be on with us. We also have some updates, some Thornton Township and Dalton updates. They keep coming in. We got some breaking news that will be coming in more than likely after we go off the air, but we're going to talk about it on tomorrow. We have a special feature that we're incorporating in the MacMan Morning Show. As we grow and expand, we always have contributors and people that may not can be here every day. We have several. We even have Keisha the Stylist. She comes in sometimes, and we have others that enhance our show. And it's just a wonderful opportunity to be able to get accurate and firsthand facts and information from our various contributors. And I'd like to think we got the best here. We got I Said What I Said chief correspondent, which is on top of the case. I mean, you think she's not on top of the case? She'd be on top of the case, be in the bushes and things on vacation, and be in the bushes, and she'd be quiet, knowing that if she sees something that ain't right, will come on and and say something. But she'll be back real soon on Monday. We miss her here, and we just appreciate all the work and hard work that everyone does here at the MacMan Morning Show. It is a beautiful day, and as we prepare to go forth, and we see that there's so many things that are happening in our community with our news and with this campaign that's going on. Listen, folks, somebody is listening to our message. I'm sorry. Somebody is listening to our message. Someone is paying attention to going to vote, because the numbers, I don't have them, but I know that I will have the up-to-date absentee numbers for at least the region, and to find out what early voting is going on, because there's early voting going on in the region. The region is, you got Arkansas, Tennessee, Mississippi is the major artery and thoroughfare that we go through. And if the signal even allows, and I've heard people say that it allows it to go over Alabama, it hits over there too. So we wherever our voice are heard, even if it's on our, you can go to WKRA 92.7 on your FM dial, the change, and you can get us anywhere you are. WKRA, you can get all of their programming. The music is wonderful. Also, a lot of entertainment, a lot of community orientation with the change. 92.7 WKRA, which is our station, and we're just grateful to have everyone. And good morning to everybody that's here. Good morning. Listen, I'm going to go ahead and do the weather. Brother Lee is here. Y'all know he was just wiring up and getting ready. Good morning to you, Brother Lee. Say good morning to us.
A great day, everybody. Glad to be alive and glad to be here, feeling blessed all the time.
Yes. Yes. So I'm going to go um, to the forecast right quick so that we can get that out of the way. And I'm asking, somebody didn't know, somebody had just tried to. Okay, I got that. All right, here we go. All right, with the weather and the forecast. Listen, folks, the afternoon highs are going to climb up into the 80s, but tomorrow they're threatening record highs according to the temperature, and the forecast for tomorrow is going to be about 86 degrees for both today and tomorrow. It still looks like late Friday, Saturday for our next cold front to come through the region. We're experiencing some Indian summer, as they would call it. You know, expect a few clouds and some sprinkles on Saturday, and it's going to cool down on the weekend. Preparing, it usually does this right before the trick or treat time. I hate the other word that they use. I just use the candy days, trick or treat. That the people go out and, you know, it gets cold and it gets damp. Then you really know things are getting ready to turn. But right now in Oxford, it is 57, it's 58 in Olive Branch and in South Haven, and it's 60. Believe it or not, that humidity is high. It is 60 degrees at WKRA 92.7 on your FM dial. Memphis, even also Shelby County, also North Mississippi, but located in the most wonderful city called Holly Springs, Mississippi. And we're just grateful for all that we're doing. I got Brother Lee. He is here. Wait a minute. Hold on a second. Okay, I got him in. Like, say good morning to all of you. Good morning again. Listen, we also were waiting for our guest this morning, Mr. Ty Pickett, to come in, and he hasn't made his arrival as of yet, but we'll go to him. But we're going to go do a story that I had saw, and I thought that might interest us on this morning. Y'all know I'm always up to something, but we're going to watch this presentation. Good morning to everybody at WKRA, everybody that's listening. Let me see right here.
On tonight's Breaking Bond, a Harris County criminal court judge could be criminally charged herself after being accused of taking unprecedented measures to get a convicted mass murderer on death row and MRI without the state's knowledge.
Fox 26's Randy Wallace joining us live from the courthouse with the latest in his ongoing series.
Yeah, Ross, 351st Judge Nada Cornelio doesn't have to worry about what voters think of her bending over backwards for one of Houston's most notorious mass murderers. She's on the ballot, but she's running unopposed. She's going to be a judge for the next 4 years, and voters can't stop it. In its motion to recuse Judge Nada Cornelio in the case of death row inmate Ronald Haskell, prosecutors claim she didn't want anyone, not even the state, to know what she was doing. In 2014, Haskell killed his ex-sister-in-law, her husband, and 4 children.
Entire family wiped out. I mean, methodically, he's putting people down one by one by one. And by some sort of miracle, a 15-year-old girl managed to survive.
And she was the one who alerted the DA's office after Victim Services told her Haskell had been moved from the Polunsky unit in Huntsville to the Harris County Jail on a bench warrant signed by Judge Cornelio.
Purportedly for a court setting to occur on July 22nd at midnight.
Did that ever happen? Was there a court hearing?
There was never any court setting in this case during the 3 weeks that Ronald Haskell was in the Harris County Jail.
What Judge Cornelio wanted, according to court filings, was to get Haskell an MRI. Cornelio, who opposes the death penalty, apparently told the DA's office years ago, before becoming a judge, she thought Haskell was, quote, sick. These are pictures of Haskell unshackled, surrounded by other patients in a waiting room at a Texas Medical Center MRI facility. Nobody around him knew that there's a death row inmate right next to him.
Well, look, I agree with you. I think it is galling to look at those photographs of Ron Haskell being paraded through a private MRI facility.
Anytime a death row inmate is brought back to Harris County, all parties are told.
According to court filings, the only people who knew Haskell was in the Harris County Jail for 3 weeks was Judge Cornelio and Haskell's appellate attorney.
Even his attorney told him not to say anything. No one was supposed to know that he was here.
In a taped conversation with his mother, even Haskell questioned, why all the cloak and dagger?
That he understood that this whole thing was supposed to be a secret. The state was not supposed to know. And he, in fact, was concerned for his own safety because apparently this was so cloak and dagger, he almost got put in general population.
While Haskell has the right to bring up mental illness in his appeal, the judge's alleged actions are over the top.
Judge Cornelio has her thumb on the scale in a favorable manner to him.
Judge Cornelio could be charged with tampering with a government record. The bench warrant was for a court hearing that never happened. The hearing for the motion to recuse will be held a week from today. Reporting live from the courthouse, Randy Wallace.
And we're back. We thank our affiliates, Randy Wallace, for sending us that from Harris County down there in Houston, affiliate of Fox. And we're grateful for this opportunity. Listen, it's something going on with our justice system, or are we just blind to the eye? I think a lot of times, as Yellow Paint says, we ignore a whole lot of things. We ignore the bottom of the ballot. We ignore the people that we look at the top. We vote for the president, which you should, and you vote for governor. Yes, you should. But, you know, these mayors and council people and judges and county commissioners, the people that give the budgets for the counties to run. Now, Harris County is a rather large county. Houston alone, within the city of Houston, is land masses. It's such a large place. And I don't know whether the judge, Brother Lee, had favoritism, or they knew each other, or something was going on, and then you parade this person around in the waiting room. Imagine you in the doctor's office. The policeman is there, and this guy just sitting there. Maybe the cop is just there or something like that. And you try to instill it, in the people that you don't want them to panic. What do you think, right quick? And we'd like to welcome the senator has made his arrival, and we'll bring him in shortly. Everybody's waiting for the senator. We're going to talk to him in just a little bit. But Brother Lee, could you comment on this just a little bit?
Well, I'll just give a quick comment on that. I sympathize with the judge on this effect that she doesn't believe in capital punishment. I get that. I understand that. I can relate to that. I feel the same way. The thing is that I disagree with is her methods on how she did this cloak and dagger, and not just the cloak and dagger. It's the endangerment of the public. She put the public at risk, and when you do things like that, you step beyond your bounds. And the main thing the judge is supposed to do took an oath to do is to serve the public and protect it from things such as this criminal. I mean, the possibilities of things that could have happened. It was it's out of comprehension. I just have to say that.
Okay. You're listening to WKRA 92.7 on your FM dial. This is the MacMan Morning Show. I'm James Mack. I am your wonderful host. We have our senior contributor, Brother Lee, who is with us here, and our special guest has arrived. The next senator for the state of Mississippi, Brother Ty Pickens, is here, and we're going to be talking to him. We're going to take our break a little bit early, and so that we can give an opportunity for Brother Ty Pickens to convey his message. This is his second time here. We're glad to have him. He has family, so he's comfortable in his recliner. Well, we don't have recliners in the studio or anything, but he's comfortable. We'll be right back after these announcements. Just stand by 1 second, folks, and we'll be right back.
Mississippi Delta, but I've lived in both. I'm Ty Pinkins, born and raised in the Delta. I served 21 years in the Army, including 3 combat tours. As a lawyer, I stood up for Mississippi families being wrongly evicted in the middle of winter and for workers who were cheated out of their pay by big businesses, and I won. Now I'm running to represent Mississippi in the U.S. Senate. As your senator, I will fight for better paying jobs, including increasing the minimum wage to $15 an hour, affordable health care, and equality education for our children. On November 5th, I'd be honored to have your vote because your voice matters. Paid for by Ty Pinkins for Congress. Baghdad is far from the Mississippi Delta.
Ain't nothing wrong with getting your bunny on with MacMan Morning. Ain't nothing wrong with getting your bunny on with MacMan Morning Show very own Mr. Lee.
When I was a kid, Mama looked at you before you got in the stove. She looked, I don't want no You don't put your hands on. You don't ask for We ain't eating. We wait till we get home. But kids now, it's like, what you do? He got a note saying that he's allergic to peanut butter. He's allergic to jelly. He's allergic to bread. He got gluten free. He gave me this. He gave me that. And then he got a note saying he got DDT, ADT, or Rivian, or whatever. He can stand on tables. He can do whatever he's going to do. What kind of is that?
Left, right, left, left, right, left. Your mama, your daddy, they vote. Your sister, your brother, they vote. Your mama, your daddy, your sister, your brother, they need to get out and vote. Your mama, your daddy, they vote. Your sister, your brother, they vote. Your mama, your daddy, your sister, your brother, they need to get out and vote.
This is a call to all Americans. On November 5th, 2024, you have a chance to be heard. Make your voice known. Vote. It's your turn.
If your locks ain't right and your twist is on limp, you know. Get over to Keisha Studio. Specialized in locks, natural hair, and extensions. When your hair needs that special attention, make Keisha Studios your next decision. Located 3964 Goodman Road E, Suite 122 in South Haven, Mississippi. Call 901-650-9487 for your appointment at Keisha Studios. You know.
America, we are not going back. We are not going back. We are not going back.
I don't know about you, but I'm not going back. If you're not going back, vote Diane Black. Again, if you're not going back, vote Diane Black for U.S. Representative, 1st Congressional District of Mississippi, November 5th, 2024. Vote Diane Black.
Paid for by Friends of Diane Black.
And it is my pleasure, and it is truly an honor to be able. Can you all hear me? Can you hear me, bro? Okay, there I think I'm here. Am I coming through pretty good, everybody? I want to make sure that I am. All right, Brother Ty. I see you. You can take off your camera. We go radio show you this morning. So you look. So you want to make sure he got fans. You know he got fans. Listen, I am honored to have with us on the McMahon Morning Show once again, and he has kept his word. He said he was going to come. You know he's been busy all over the country. Meaning he has connections all over the country that people have been supporting him and supporting his candidacy for U.S. Senate. It is an honor to have him here and for him to take out of his busy schedule to come to the McMahon Morning Show. Once again, I'd like to introduce to all of you that are here the wonderful future senator of the state of Mississippi, Brother Ty Pickett. Let me bring him in. And Brother Ty, good morning, sir. Good morning to you.
Good morning. So happy to be here with you today.
Oh, there you sound like you at least got your voice together. I thought you'd lose your voice out of everything that I have been hearing, and people have seen you, and you have been reaching out to the community. I just commend you, sir, for running this campaign. It ain't over now, but I'm just saying, thus far, sir, you know it ain't over. You're out there, and you're doing what you have to do. Give us an update on what's going on out there on the campaign trail, sir, and what you've been doing.
Well, you're right. Just like that Mississippi Mass Choir song says, I've been running for a long time and I'm not tired yet.
You say you ain't tired yet, Doc, huh? You ain't tired yet.
But no,
that's that soldier in you. That's that soldier in you.
Yeah. But the campaign trail, I've been to all 82 counties. As you know this, that I'm a veteran, served in our military for 21 years, 3 combat tours. I'm a lawyer. And I've been running this race for 22 and a half months now. And I've been to all 82 counties, from DeSoto County in the north to Jackson County in the south. I'm sitting in Lauderdale County right now. I just finished an event this morning. I'm already on the campaign trail. But I'm just getting out, trying to listen to community and finish this thing out. We got 12 days to work. Yeah. We got 12 days to get ready to go to the polls, to vote, to elect Kamala Harris as our next president, but also to do something special here in Mississippi and elect me as your next senator.
That's right. That's right. You know, I wanted to ask you, you've been to every county, and if people don't know the landscape of Mississippi, we got hills, valleys, and mountains, and any and everything, chicken farms and horses and cattle and cotton and soybean, and I can go on and on. Agriculture, just put it that way, folks. And there's some places that you go, I've been to, where there's a bridge that leads into this beautiful city, look like Mayberry and anything. And we were there at night, and they said, is the bridge out? The bridge out. I said, it's got to be another way out of here. But places like that you have to go in, including the urban cities. How have people been receiving you, man? That's really something to know, that you've been to every county.
Yeah, and what people need to know is Mississippi is a big state. And I didn't appreciate that until I visited every corner of this state. We have a huge state, a huge, beautiful state. And I've been to counties where some red counties, blue counties, counties in between, and I've received the same type of welcome to most of these communities where people just want to be heard. They just want someone that's running for office that's going to listen to what they think is important in their lives and in their communities. That's why my campaign motto is "You talk, I listen, we do." And I've been going around to these communities, letting people talk and me listening to them, telling me about how they're concerned about the access to quality, affordable health care, how they are worried about their job and creating a better economy in Mississippi, and how they find it important for them that their children get a quality education so they can compete in this global economy that we're going to be introducing them to. And me explaining to them, that's why I'm running. I'm running to make sure that those three issues are answered, and among others, when I become the next United States Senator from Mississippi.
There you go. That's what I'm talking about, because you know something, I tell people all the time, there's going to be a real surprise before Thanksgiving, and before you know what you're going to get for Christmas and all those other things. You're going to have a surprise in Mississippi. See, the dark horse is happening, and I tell people, I said, I wish that they would, Senator, and I wanted to go to just one part of something that I really think that I got this information on yesterday about the former chief of staff that worked for the former president, the former administration. He had some things to say. Now, I want to get your opinion about what happened here. And because you nationally, sir, you're going to be sitting on committees to approve our judges, possibly approving cabinet positions and various positions that's valuable and that's of special interest to us, of our national security, sir. The Senate is very, very important. So I want to get your observation on this and your opinion on this as we come back. You stay tuned, everybody. We're going to talk to Brother Pickett on the other side of this right quick. Y'all stand by.
In the final days of this campaign, a former White House chief of staff is warning that Donald Trump meets the definition of a fascist, had no regard for constitutional limits on presidential power in his first term, and would govern as a dictator if elected again.
Retired Marine General John Kelly, Trump's top White House aide from 2017 to 2019, telling the New York Times he decided to speak out after Trump suggested deploying the U.S. military against his political opponents.
Kelly told the Times, in part, he's certainly the only president that has all but rejected what America is all about and what makes America America in terms of our Constitution, in terms of our values, the way we look at everything. Kelly also quoted Trump's admiring remarks about the most reviled dictator of the 20th century.
He would commented more than once that, that Hitler did some good things too. And of course, if you know history, again, I think he's lacking in that. But if you know what Hitler was all about, it'd be pretty hard to make an argument that he did anything good.
In a separate article in The Atlantic magazine, Kelly confirmed that Trump once said he needed, quote, the kind of generals that Hitler had, people who were totally loyal to him, that follow orders, end quote. Spokesman for Trump denied Kelly's allegations, and one referred to the retired general.
Now, Senator, I'm not trying to play devil advocate or anything. I don't want to. I don't want to. And I don't want to. And can you give me the right pronunciation of your name? Somebody said I left something out. Say it one time. That's all you got to do is say it, so they'll know that I listened to them.
Ty Pinkins. Ty Pinkins. P as in
Pink,
Paul.
pink,
Pinkins. Pinkins.
Pickens. I had it
Yes.
right. See, Ty Pickens. That's right. I thank y'all, all of y'all in the chat that told me that they told me to put some respect on your name, sir. That's right. So I wanted to ask you, and this is very pertinent because uh, because national security and the security of our country and some major things that are going. This man was the top guy that sat next to the former president, and the things that they were saying about the military and the different things. I just want to see what you're saying. Nothing deep, but I just wanted to see what your opinion is about this from this senior person that was with the former president, sir.
Well, you know that I served in our military for 21 years, proudly in
Yes,
uniform.
sir. Yes, sir.
3 combat tours, over 36 months of war, and I led America's sons and daughters in combat. And I would serve in our military all over again if I had to. I love this country and I love this state that much. And in the military, we learn an acronym as
Wait,
officers.
one second, Senator. They said just if you could adjust your mic or any kind of volume so that they can hear you. It's a little bit too low, and they'd like for you to turn up just a bit, please.
But so
you all stand by. Stand by. The senator's coming back. You back with the senator? Okay, the senator is making. Okay, I can't hear you. Can you let's do a little test. Y'all know this is radio. Y'all know how I do this. Let's do a little test. Go ahead and say a couple of syllables as a test, Senator, so the folks can hear you.
Yes. Can you
5, 4, 3, 2.
Can you hear me well now? Yeah.
There you go. Okay, y'all put a 1. There you go. Y'all put a 1 in the chat over there and let the senator know that he's doing good and his voice is coming around good. Go ahead, Senator, with your point, sir.
So I was saying in the military, we learn the acronym. It's leadership without the E and the A. LDRSHIP. Loyalty, duty, respect, selfless service, honor, integrity, and personal courage. And I think that acronym represents me in Washington, D.C. today. And it goes directly to what you were saying about people's consternation, people's issue with Donald Trump saying that he wants generals that act like Hitler's generals. That the problem with that is that it's not a surprise to us that he's saying that. He's told us before that he wants to be a dictator. We have 200 of America's generals who have come out in opposition to this person, to him. We have hundreds of his former employees when he was previously in the White House that have come out against him. The problem that I have is I swore an oath as an active duty Army officer to protect and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic. Senator Roger Wicker swore that same oath as an active duty military member. And he cannot, and at the same time, embrace, enable, and encourage someone like Donald Trump, who orchestrated an attack on our democracy. And I think that's why Roger Wicker has failed as our senator in Washington, D.C. He failed that acronym: loyalty to country, duty to protect the American people, respect, selfless service, honor, integrity, and most importantly, personal courage to do the right thing for Mississippians and Americans.
Yes. Well, I wanted to say also, and I've stressed and emphasized this so many times, that in addition to the selecting a leader, which we are rooting and here on this show, I root for the vice president to take the higher seat of government and for you to achieve where you need to go, and for Diane Black also, because it is very important to have a Congress that can work with the president too. Can you talk about that part of your duties about what you're going to be able to bring to the table for the state of Mississippi? And our chief senior contributor, Brother Lee, might have a question for you. Now, let me caution you ahead of time. Now, I'm not saying that we're rough or anything, but in journalism, like I tell everybody, there are two sides. You must get both sides. I've invited various candidates of various parties. I'm not just a one-sided person. I'm nonpartisan, and they had not responded. It was Miss Black and Mr. Ty Pickens who responded, and well, so they presented their platform, and we accepted. We also endorsed you, sir, without you knowing it. We forgot, but I got you on now. The McMahon Morning Show endorses Mr. Ty Pickens for senator of the great state of Mississippi. And I hope you will accept it. I know I'm not the big boys or anything like that, but we respect you, sir, and people have been talking about you, and I hope that you will accept it. From our hearts, from what we're going to do. You know, there are a lot of things that are going on, Senator, and people just need to know where you're going to stand. That's all. And you got the floor, and then, Brother Lee, you could say what you have to say.
Well, Mississippians are facing a lot of issues and a lot of challenges. For decades, we have been last in economic development and job creation. That's been going on for a long time, as long as you and I can remember. For a long time, we have been last in healthcare. We're last in infant mortality, last in maternal mortality, at the bottom of the totem pole with regard to the diabetes epidemic. Our children's education in certain parts of our state is lagging behind. So all three of those issues are issues that'll be at the forefront of my mind as the next senator from our state. With regard to the economy, making sure that we're in all areas of the state. We're making sure that we're continue to invest in DeSoto County up north and continue to help DeSoto County grow and continue is the awesome growth that has been experiencing over the last decade, but continuing that growth to bringing industry to places like DeSoto County, making sure that we're investing in places like Hinds County. Hinds County has so much potential, but it's been, I believe, intentionally underinvested in by some of our leaders on the state level and on the federal level, because we have people in the Republican Party that don't care about that county as much as they should care about it. But also doing this, understanding that we cannot move as a state from the back of the line to the middle of the pack to the front of the line with regard to economic development and job creation. We cannot move as a state if we continue to ignore the Mississippi Delta. We have to invest in that if we want to move out economically. That doesn't mean that we don't invest in other parts of the state. We continue that investment, but we also invest in jobs in the economy in the Delta to move our state forward. With regard to healthcare, I just told you that we're last in infant mortality, last in maternal mortality, which means that if you are a woman, particularly a Black woman in the state of Mississippi, there's a higher likelihood that you and or your baby will pass away in the subsequent 12 months after giving birth than any other state in this country and some other countries. So making sure that we protect the right to expand Medicaid until our state leaders get themselves together and do the right thing. And when I say protect on the federal level, it's making sure that the opportunity to expand Medicaid continues to exist. And that opportunity exists in the Affordable Care Act. We know that people like Roger Wicker have been trying their hardest to kill the Affordable Care Act since its inception. They've been trying to do that because if they kill the Affordable Care Act, then Mississippi no longer has the opportunity to expand Medicaid. This is my issue with that. 40 other states have expanded Medicaid using taxpayer dollars that Mississippians have paid into Medicaid. And we have people like Senator Wicker and Tate Reeves that are saying that Mississippians can fund a Medicaid expansion in other states. But our leaders will come here and look Mississippians in their face and tell them that they don't get, or you don't get to use your own tax dollars to expand healthcare in your own state. And they wonder why we're at the back of the line with regard to healthcare. Those are some of the things that I want to do at the federal level for people, for the people of Mississippi.
Once again, you're listening to WKRA 92.7 on your FM dial. You're listening to the MacMan Morning Show. We're here with Ty Pickens, and he's here, and he given us a candid interview on what's going on recently on the campaign trail, his views and the things that he has been doing. Before I go to Brother Lee, I had to ask you this. A lot of people say, we're stationed, our headquarters is stationed out of Holly Springs, Mississippi. And Marshall County is right by DeSoto County. You have Tate County. We have the Fayette County, okay, down there by Oxford, coming into the Delta Loop, as I call it. You got to have those parts which makes up the Delta. And they say you ain't going to forget about Polo, Marshall County, and the rest of them that are making up. making up. Tell them that you ain't going to forget about them, Senator. Make sure you ain't going to forget about them.
Absolutely not.
Okay.
I was just in Marshall County a few weeks ago. In fact, I was in Marshall County twice over the last month. I was in Marshall County twice. I was in Holly Springs.
That's right.
And I forget the
okay.
I was in two places. But I'm fighting for every county in Mississippi, which is why
I know you are, man.
I visited every county. And so white people in the LGBTQ plus community, straight people, Muslims, Christians, Jewish,
everybody.
It don't matter. I represent every Mississippian on the federal level.
I got a personal message from someone about visibility. In the past elections, and I'm going to take it verbatim, and I'll interpret it because some people they didn't have it right. But this is what I think that the question is. The question is to you, Senator, that visibility for you. They say that in the past elections that they had people coming to ask for your vote. How is your ground situation, especially going into like the Tunica, the District 40, those strongholds that you have, those Democratic strongholds that you have? And I'm looking at percentages because there are a number of people that have come from the Memphis, Shelby County general area into like places like Marshall County, DeSoto, and those numbers have grown. And then the Delta has pulled a lot of the population to the Marshall, DeSoto, and on the east, I'll say the east, the northeast parts of Mississippi. And they're saying that that some people are saying you have no visibility. Are you going to work? I know you're working on a lot, but what can you tell those people about people coming to just ask for their vote or knocking on your door? They say they haven't seen anybody. So I'm just asking. I don't know. You can answer, sir.
That's why I've been doing this for the past 2 years, trying to get to as many communities as I can. Of course, running a campaign costs money. It's very, very expensive. And when I started this thing, I started off with $50. And my Senator Wicker had $6 million. And they wrote an article in the newspaper saying that I wouldn't last 2 months. I've been doing this for 22 and a half months now.
Look out
that's
now.
just hard work. But in order for me to get more visibility in those counties, put out commercials and do stuff, it takes money. It takes people going to my website at typinkins.com, TYP as in Paul, INKINS.com, and making a donation, making a contribution so that we can increase our visibility. Because when you don't have a whole lot of money, you got to run on a short staff, a small team in order to get around the state. So we're trying our best to continue to get to as many communities as we can over the next 12 days. We ain't got long to go. But we also have to do this. If someone is saying that they haven't seen me in their community, and that means that they know who I am, that person has to turn around and be my voice in that community. Around and tell your neighbor, tell your community member, tell your family member, hey, we got this guy that's running. Here's his website. Or tell him, I know the guy. I know him. You need to vote for him.
I know him. That's right.
Voice.
Well, I do tell them. I tell them because you know something. I appreciate what you came to us and you were in the middle of your of doing what you do, and you came back to us and said, "Hey, James, hey, I want to be able to get my message out," and you did share that. And I want to say thank you for your supporting our show, because we support you and we support the work that you're doing, and we really do appreciate it. I want to give Brother Lee. I don't want to keep you long because I know your schedule's tight. Brother Lee, will you come in and? Oh, wait a minute. Okay. Wait a minute. Hold on one second. Brother Lee, you could go ahead and if you got a question for the senator.
Well, I have a great day, Mr. Pickens. I'd say what you're doing is a courageous thing. You're getting out here up against a lot of big odds, and you're putting a lot of sweat equity into what you're doing. You don't have the funds that your competitor has, your opposition has, I'll say, but I'll say, make this statement right here. I think you'll be the first African American since Reconstruction. And I don't know if I'm that accurate about that, but I out on a limb and I'll say that. And then I'll say the Affordable Care Act, which we call Obamacare. It's still in its infancy. It still needs to be grown. It still needs to be it still needs a lot of care to it, effort in it, sincerity in it, because it doesn't touch everyone. But before before the Affordable Care Act, there was no such thing. And President Obama got that ball rolling with the legislative branch, and they pushing that thing forward. And you taking what you doing, and you're doing some things that hasn't been done as far as you know African Americans in the state. And Mississippi needs those resources. He needs a vocational education. Along with, we have some universities in Mississippi, but you don't have enough vocational institutions, because those pay just as much, if not more, than those university collegiate educations, because you could attend a vocational school for a year and come out of there making 50, 60, $70,000, and that'll inject the community, inject the state with funds that they had never had before. You can get these people off the street and give them something that they can actually build a family with, and they can build a community with, because the resources have been sucked out of that community, this state, that state of Mississippi. So that's what I'm saying, is that I like what you're saying. I hope that you get an opportunity. I know you'll get an opportunity to do it. But I just want to say that I don't want to take up too much of your time.
Well, thank you so much for sharing your input and your feedback. And I agree with you 100% that we do need to invest in our higher education. We do need to make sure that our children can afford to go to college here in Mississippi. We're dealing with something called brain drain in Mississippi, where our kids graduate from high school, they do what we tell them to do. Of course, they make some mistakes as they're growing, but that's what kids do. But they go to college and they graduate from college, and then they have to make a difficult decision. They have to decide whether they're going to stay in Mississippi or whether they need to move to another state in order to start their family, because it has care, has better job opportunities. We can change that in Mississippi by making sure that we have a stronger education system, that we have a stronger economy, that we have better jobs that our kids can depend on right here in the state of Mississippi. And that's one of the reasons I'm running for United States Senator, to make sure that every Mississippian is represented, and when our children grow up, they have the option to stay at home and be closer to their families.
Wonderful, wonderful. My guest has been the next senator for the state of Mississippi, Mr. Ty Pickens, and he has been here. Will you? I know we need you to come back before Election Day, sir. Do you think that you can make some time to come back right before Election Day and come back and talk to your MacMan Morning Show family?
Yeah, absolutely. We can come back. In the meantime, we'll be back before Election Day. And in the meantime, I need your listeners to go to typinkins.com, make a contribution, make a donation, $5, $10, right. $15. Take whatever we can get so that we can make it through these next 12 days and more importantly, win this campaign on November the 5th. Make sure that everybody is ready to vote. Make sure that you got a plan. Get to the polls on November the 5th. Let's do this.
Let's do this. We're going to get out and vote. That's our guest. Our guest is Mr. Ty Pinkins, and we're just wonderfully, wonderfully blessed to be able to do what we do, to bring you the best here at the McMahon Morning Show, and to be able to it's just good to know, just to hear what he had to say. It's a very important position that he has as that he'd be seeking for. Diane Black, you are Miss. We need you to come on, Diane Black. Do you want to come on, Diane Black? Can you send us a message through? Please, we got to have you on. Diane Black, the next Congresswoman from the state of Mississippi. We're happy to have you here with us. Okay, you're at work. She did notify us that she does have a job, y'all. She does have some things. Wonderful business entrepreneur, wonderful person, Diane Black. She's in the bushes today. We're going to get her out of the bushes, y'all. Y'all tell Diane to come on out of the bushes and everything. You're listening to WKRA 92.7 on your FM dial. This is the McMahon Morning Show. I am James Mack, your host. We're going into our second round of our commercial sponsorships, and we just want you to just enjoy yourself, sit back. We'll be back with talking about Dalton today. We got some updates on that. We got some big updates on that, and we'll go forward. This is the McMahon Morning Show.
Hold up. Man, this is one of the hottest talk radio shows this side of the Mississippi. We're talking about the McMahon Morning Show, Mondays through Friday from 9 a.m. to 10:20 a.m. Man, get you some on WKRA 92.7 FM. Man, beat me there. Don't meet me there. If your locks ain't right and your twist is on limp, you know, get over to Keisha Studio. Specialized in locks, natural hair, and extensions. When your hair needs that special attention, make Keisha Studios your next decision. Located 3964 Goodman Road E, Suite 122 in South Haven, Mississippi. Call 901-650-9487 for your appointment at Keisha Studios. You know.
First thing first, you know back in middle school when they taught us it was 3 branches of the government. We forgot it when we got older. It's the judicial, the legislative, and executive. But all we know is the executive. That's the mayor or the governor and the president. Now none of them 3 people make no laws, they just be checking them. The laws come to their desk and all they do is say no or yes to it. So when the news station tried to tell us that Barack Obama couldn't put us on, we was all salty at Obama when it was the Congress members all along. We gotta focus on the legislative branch, yeah, they the ones that make the laws. Yeah, they the ones write how much food stamp money you get on the card. But when people that wanted to help us wanted the job, I know they probably lost. Cause we ain't even know their name, we ain't know their face, we ain't know it all. So the Congress or the State House, that's legislative, they make laws. So what we want from the president is what they do, okay y'all? See, they election every 2 years, but we don't ever even go to those. The Congress, they can raise minimum wage, but we ain't even really know it though. So you know how back in 08, when we all voted for Obama, we was all supposed to go back in 2010 and vote for the Congress. Cause they the ones make child support laws. They the ones choose if your kids at school get to eat steak or corn dogs. The State House make the court costs. So if the country failed, then you can't say it's them, it's your fault. Cause y'all ain't know to vote for Congress members that was for y'all. And they don't gotta leave after 4 years and we just let them sit. See, they don't wanna tell you this, they want you to focus on the president.
America, we are not going back. We are not
I don't know about you, but I'm not going back. If you're not going back, vote Diane Black. Again, if you're not going back, vote Diane Black for U.S. Representative, 1st Congressional District of Mississippi.
November 5th, 2024. Vote Diane Black.
Paid for by friends of Diane Black.
We're grateful for all of you that have been with us all morning. You're listening to WKRA 92.7 on your FM dial. This is the MacMan Morning Show. Good morning. I'm James Mack, your host. I'm here with Brother Lee, our chief contributor. We just had a wonderful, wonderful interview with Mr. Ty Pinkins for United States Senator. He's moving along. We say good morning to Diane Black, the Congresswoman from this great state of Mississippi. Yeah, I'm putting it out there in the air. Diane, get ready to go to Congress. We're rooting for you. Like to say good morning to Dr. J. He's boogie in the lawn chair. Y'all know if he in the lawn chair, he feeling a whole lot better. I don't know. Him and I said what I said. Must have gave him the recipe for a hot toddy or something. I don't know what happened. You know, them two, they've been quiet, but we like to say good morning to our chief correspondent. I said what I said. She's in the bushes somewhere trying to play like she on vacation and everything, but we know she's lurking around about. Like to say good morning to all of you all that are here. Good morning. You got sick from Lord. Okay, we welcome you to someone said they got sick from we are not obligated to vote for anyone. You're exactly right. I like to check them out and see what's going on. And if I know that something is wrong with them, I won't, I'll make my choices then. You have a right to vote for whom you'd like to vote for. My pick may not be your pick, and that's okay too. We stand to agree, not to disagree, but or so forth. Look, I got something else I'm going to give to you, and I have an update from Thornton Township and from the shenanigans that are going on there. Listen, I'm going to go to that really right now and see if I can, let me make sure that I have the right one. We have an update, and there's some information that I want to share with you about tomorrow's show. So let's tune in, and we'll talk about it on the other side.
South suburban politician Tiffany Henyard appears to have lost control of both governments she runs. Now she's teasing a big announcement that she claims will result in some of her opponents being arrested and charged.
Okay, guys, we do not have a quorum, so we will not be having a board meeting this evening.
One of Tiffany Henyard's allies resigned, another has turned on her and refused to attend last night's Thornton Township meeting. It's a similar story in the village of Dalton, where a majority of trustees oppose the self-proclaimed super mayor.
Because all this point the finger to Tiffany or allow me, I'm over it. Now it's time for me to speak.
Henyard spent an hour and a half on Facebook Live after the meeting, making a series of claims.
It's a power grab. That's it. Power and money grab.
For more than a year, Henyard has fiercely fought against her critics.
Y'all are black, and y'all sitting up here beating and attacking on a black woman that's in power. Y'all should be ashamed of yourselves.
She's promised but so far failed to fully explain spending more than 100,000 taxpayer dollars on first-class travel for herself and her allies, public money that went to her now-defunct namesake cancer charity, and expensive events with flown-in celebrities that cost more than $80,000, all of it exposed by WGN Investigates. But now she's taking her fight further, claiming without evidence her opponents are corrupt.
I will be seeking arrests for individuals involved. I will be pressing charges. It's a lot. And that's just me telling you a little bit.
As Henyard's grip on power loosens, she's also facing an eviction lawsuit.
I think that in her mind, she feels like she's untouchable, which is a problem.
Landlord Janetta Hull describes herself as a longtime friend of the Henyard family in Dalton, but notes Tiffany and her boyfriend, who makes $100,000 working for the township, make good money. while refusing to pay rent.
I have other bills. I have a child to take care of. I can't afford to pay for where you live. You're making $375,000.
Henyard's attorney says he'll defend her against the eviction lawsuit, but he did not explain why a couple who collects nearly $375,000 a year in taxpayer-funded salaries allegedly stopped paying rent. As for Henyard's threat to arrest her opponents on evidence of corruption, keep in mind this is not the first time she's promised big reveals that fail to materialize.
And we'd like to thank WGN Channel 9 of Chicago, our sister station broadcasters, for that wonderful clip and also for the opportunity to play it. As you're seeing now, there are a lot of developments that are coming out of the Thornton Township and the Dalton area. Even this morning, there is a court hearing with one of the township trustees, the Thornton Township trustees, Carmen Carlisle, is in court. I assume that it is for the Keith Price situation of the restraining order. We have somebody in the courtroom that is actually there, and that's going to give us a report on tomorrow. And we like to let you know that sometimes we have guest commentators and different people that will assist us. And before we go off the air, we're going to let you know more about our developing story on this saga. It gets deeper, folks, because people are interested and people are ready to talk to us, and we'll be available just to do that. So stand by. You know, I got something up my sleeve to see what's going on there. I'd like to say good morning once again to everyone. All's well with everyone, and I hope that you all are enjoying our show. Brother Lee, she's up against the wall. They're saying that she can't do anything. This board, well, they can vote on things, and she has to preside and all these other things that are going on. Plus, there's some other criminal developments. They're saying that there's some other civil and some other pending things, allegedly pending things of criminal activity. I'm not saying that it is. They're saying that it is alleged that it is that's going on. Brother Lee, is it getting? Is she underwater? Is there anything that she can do to save her hide at this time, or salvage what's been going on? Do you have any idea about that? Wait a minute. Hold on 1 second, Brother Lee. Let me get you here. I got you. There you go, sir. Go ahead. You can unmute your mic. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I would like to say, okay, one of the sisters in the chat said, why do black people always play the race card? And to us, it sounds a little cringy, you know, when we say we black and we should, you know, we've been done wrong. But, you know, but the thing is, we have to understand is that white America is always played their ace in the hole. Always. They don't need to say it over the air. It's unsaid. It's unwritten, but it's there. You know, I'm not taking up for the sister. I'm just saying that they do the race card every day, every single day. They do it so much they don't have to do it anymore because they got the people in power to do it for them. Now, the sister, the mayor of Dalton, I'll get to her, is that, yeah, it is unfortunate that she has to operate it in this way. They got their shirt tails out and they letting everybody see that they can't get along, that they can't cooperate. And cooperation is not on one side, it's on both sides. And if you're not cooperating, that means somebody's not listening, or somebody's just not trying to negotiate and trying to compromise. And I can't say it's one side or the other because, you know, the media can slant things and make you look a certain way. You know, they made President Obama look a certain way. They tried to anyway. You know, like we were talking about yesterday about that suit he had on. That was the only thing they complained. They was in uproar because, you know, when you talk about things that don't matter, that means that person is doing something right. Now, this sister, I'm not saying she's doing something right or she's right all the time, but there gotta be some good there, and there's some good on both sides. So I just gotta find it. I don't really see it. And her making those bold statements, which the other side has too. They made some bold statements about her and about her um, eviction, um, lack of paying for her place to stay. I don't know the
Yeah.
details in that, and I can expound on that a little bit more. Is that you can rent a house or an apartment from a owner, and they might not be keeping it up to standards where you can live in it, and you'll stop paying your rent until it's done. So we don't know the details of that. We go
So
into
they
the
just
facts and
saying. So you think that they just saying that because she's the mayor,
no,
or are
yeah.
we be? Yeah, yeah. That's why they saying that because they. I mean, we all been in some situations
Well,
where the landlord, the bugs and the rats and the
we
stairs
don't
falling
know.
apart and all that stuff. So I see that. Go ahead, Lee.
I I don't saying that it's not justified that she being evicted, but it's a possibility that that's the reason why she didn't pay. And the landlord don't not going to
Mm-hmm.
tell you that we got roaches over there. That's why she's not paying. The landlord is not going to be her advocate. The landlord is going to say, "I'm not getting my money, regardless of how I'm keeping my place up." I can't say this sister is
Right.
telling the is justified in withholding her rent, but I can say let's look at everything. We try to just make it all black or all white. Make the situation all good or all bad. Life don't run like that. So that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying is that this sister could be the worst mayor Dalton has ever had. We don't know the details. We don't know what's going on. We don't know. We know what the media is telling us. We know what the other side is telling us and what she's telling us. It just don't match. It's the right. It's both sides, and then there's the truth. The truth is somewhere
Yeah.
where we haven't found it yet. But she's very.
But I
I
want to
mean,
say
she's
this though,
very.
but Lee, I want to say this though. Also, I mean, it's a mess, man. I mean, who's going to step up and take responsibility? Now that's why I said I want to make sure that you always got to see both sides, and that's what journalism is. It's not for me to put my opinion and say that this woman is Count Dracula, but over on this side you got the Wolf Man. I mean, they both monsters. Okay, they could both be monsters, but who did? How do we get to this point? Like you were saying, it could be anything, and we're taking. A lot of times we do take people's personal lives that got notoriety. We do put it out there, but she does say she the super mayor, Lee. So what is her kryptonite? Her kryptonite must be the money or something. I don't think that's the kryptonite. Jail or something. I don't know. What do you say?
Well, the thing is the woman. She speaks well about herself, and there's nothing wrong with having confidence in yourself. You know, we think it's arrogance. It may be confidence. See, we won't
Okay.
separate the difference between arrogance and confidence. When a black person, when an African American, a person of color, brown, you know, when they speak highly of themselves, they say, "Come on down from that ladder. Come on down. You getting too high on your horse." And he said, "Well, they'll say you arrogant." He said, "Well, I'm confident. I have to be confident because
Mhm.
of who I am and what color I am and how I've been done in this country. If you don't come into anything with confidence, your confidence go before everything, and not before God, but after God, it's your confidence. Because
So
when
are
you
we?
have nothing, yes,
No, go ahead. Go ahead, Lee.
you
Go
you
ahead.
have
Go ahead.
nothing
Go
in your
ahead.
pocket when you start a business, but your confidence and your belief, your
Yeah.
unshaking belief in God. And that's first, unshaking belief in God, and He rides with you.
Yeah.
So we should all be arrogant, but with some humility. And it's hard to
Would you
get
say?
that humility.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. You say we should be arrogant with some humility. Help us. Oh, wait a
Yes.
minute. Hold that thought, Lee. Hold that thought right there. I did not forget anything. We're going to take a extra break in our MacMan Morning Show. I wanted to do this because we were talking to the we were talking to the senator,
Represent
and we
Mississippi
did
in the
not
U.S.
have an
Senate. As your
opportunity to
senator,
play
I will fight for better paying jobs,
his ad.
including
And we're
increasing
going
the
to do
minimum
this
wage to
for him right
$15 an
quick.
hour,
You all
affordable health
just
care,
stand
and
by.
quality education for our children. On November 5th, I'd be honored to have your vote because your voice matters. Paid for by Ty Pinkins for Congress. Baghdad is far from the Mississippi Delta, but I've lived in both. I'm Ty Pinkins, born and raised in
Let's
the Delta.
roll it one
I
more
served 21
time.
years in the Army, including 3 combat tours. As a lawyer, I stood up for Mississippi families being wrongly evicted in the middle of winter and for workers who were cheated out of their pay by big businesses, and I won. Now I'm running to represent Mississippi in the U.S. Senate. As your senator, I will fight for better paying jobs, including increasing the minimum wage to $15 an hour, affordable health care, and equality education for our children. On November 5th, I'd be honored to have your vote because your voice matters. Paid for by Ty Pinkins for Congress. Baghdad is far from the Mississippi Delta, but I've lived in both. I'm Ty Pinkins.
Okay, we want to thank Brother Ty. We did not forget him, and we're back here at the McMahon Morning Show. We'd like to say good morning to all of you that are with us on WKRA 92.7 on your FM dial and on YouTube. We stream each and every weekday morning from 9 a.m. until about 10:30, 10:20. We'll have wonderful interviews, information, and inspiration right here on the McMahon Morning Show. I'd like to also add in, and Lee, you got to hold that point, that we have a correspondent in the Dalton area that has lent their support to us in handling this sensational situation that we have on the McMahon Morning Show when we're trying to direct traffic and so forth and so on. We have someone that's there that's willing to bring us the news and information. Ms. Sherry Britain is going to be our correspondent. Also, they're going to bring us the up-to-date information from the village of Dalton, a resident of the village of Dalton for over 20 years, knowing the ins and the outs, worked in the government, and also will be able somehow to give us some directions on what we may not know, and also the upcoming municipal elections there. We'd like to welcome Ms. Britton as one of our guest contributors. You'll be hearing from tomorrow on a wonderful exclusive interview about what happened inside the courtroom on today with the township supervisor Carmen Carlisle, and other information that we might can receive to pass on to you, the public, so that you might know. So we welcome to our team Ms. Britton, who will serve as guest contributor for us on the McMahon Morning Show. It is a wonderful opportunity to continue to work with people. Now back to you, Brother Lee, and your point that you were trying to make to us was continue. I'm sorry, sir.
Well,
Are
the
you
thing
back? There
is,
you go.
is that I don't know what this sister is doing. Only what I hear in social media on on the media itself. It's just that we all have the right to be confident, to be arrogant, with some humility. We have that right. We're not used to that, you know. It's just that we got late to the game. We was held out of the race. You know, we've been held back. The gun went off 3, 4 centuries ago. Look, and we've been held at the, and we were not even let in the game. See, we weren't even in the stadium. The gun went off and we was outside the stadium. We were slaves. And that gun went
Yeah.
off and they took off. And we trying to play catch up. We trying to get what they got, and we deserve even more. We said we want to be just like them. No, we want our restitution, we want some restitution. We got to make up time to the ones that's not here, the ones that didn't get a chance to take advantage of the situation. We said we think we should be given equal rights. No, we should be given more than our equal rights. You have time to get what you wanted. We got to play catch up. Our schools are inferior. Our roads are inferior. Our towns don't have what other towns have. You know, our schools don't have it. Our cities don't have it. Our sides of towns don't have it. We had it, and then you burned it down. Oklahoma, Florida, Chicago, you burned down whole communities. You burned down communities in the 80s in Philadelphia, dropped a bomb on a community. No one's talking about that. And I'm going to get back to this sister. I don't agree with a lot of things I've heard, and I hope they're not true. You know, and I hope they're on there and they don't want to take responsibility. But apparently, and I'm going to say this, and this goes with the job of being a politician in office, is that not all politicians do this, but most top politicians don't take responsibility for anything that don't go right. That doesn't go right. It's not their fault. They say somebody was holding me back. Somebody was doing something to me. Not all politicians are that way. It's a lot of good black politicians. It's a lot of good brown politicians. It's some good white politicians, with good intentions. But they let that corporation get their hands on them, and they give them a little bit of money, and they change what they're supposed to do, what they had passion to do when they get into office. And
so, do you think, Brother Lee? Do you think that money is really the driving force, outside money, or is it that what they're saying? This person is using the inside morning. Good morning to Pink Global. We'd like to welcome you to the MacMan Morning Show. We know that you came a little bit late, but we know that you're going to like and subscribe and share our channel with your wonderful viewers. We'd like to welcome Pink Global to the MacMan Morning Show. Go ahead, Brother Lee. These waning minutes.
In these waning minutes, I'm going to say this. We need to come together. We need to stop fighting on air. Not us, but we bring it out, but they need to stop it. Go behind closed doors and work this thing out. And if you can't work it out, let's reelect some more people, some different people in the community to do the job. And you was talking about money is the leading factor. Money can make you act funny. And that goes for the board members. That goes for the mayor. Money can make you act funny. Money tests your integrity. Money tests your fortitude. Money tests your heart. When you say, I'm going to give to the poor, and they give you the money, you don't give them nothing.
And for workers who were cheated out of their pay by big businesses, and I won.
And I just like to say that. I know I'm running over time, but I would say that, and we can probably get back to this at another time.
Affordable health care.
No, you're not. No, that was something else. I'm sorry. But then, it's such an interesting, as I say, and people say you say interesting all the time. It just fascinates me how we get these positions, we gain these rights, we've gained what we've gained, and we get to a point in our lives that we forget about what really means something. We forget about the struggle. We forget about how we had to survive. And as a people, that we have not been given equal opportunities, and we just have to fight for it. I don't want nobody giving me nothing. James Brown said, open up the door, I'll get it myself. Open up the door and I'll get it myself. But listen, you're listening to the MacMan Morning Show. We're here at 92.7 on your FM dial, here at WKRA 92.7, again on your FM dial. This is the MacMan Morning Show YouTube channel. We'd like to thank each and every one of you that are in the chat. We ask that you like and subscribe. We're reaching for a goal of well over 1,000 subscribers. We're working on it really tough. I want to make sure that you all subscribe to us. Pink Global, we want to thank you for coming and being a part of us today. We know that you came in a little bit late, and we just welcome you. We'll see you. And also to all of you that are here. For our chief correspondent, I said what I said. We miss you. We can't wait for you to get back here to help us out with all that we're going through. We're thinking of you, and we thank God for you. Thank you, Dr. J, our executive producer, who has helped us in so many ways of doing what we do. We really do thank you for all that you're doing. For all of us here at the MacMan Morning Show, I'm James Mack, your host, and we will see you on tomorrow on the MacMan Morning Show.
It's a MacMan Morning Show. It's the Madman Morning Show. It's the Madman Morning Show. It's the Madman Morning Show.
Sitting at home when you're in your car. It's the Madman Morning Show. No matter if you get far. It's the Madman Morning Show. You better tune in quick or you might just miss. It's the Madman Morning Show. The best show this side of the sea. It's the Madman Morning Show.
It's the Madman Morning Show.